The drama surrounding Naoya Inoue has always followed a familiar pattern. Long before the bell rings, long before the gloves touch, the doubt arrives first. It creeps in through interviews, through dismissive comments, through men who convince themselves that what they're seeing can't possibly be real. Power like that doesn't exist at the lower weights. They say, he hasn't been tested, they insist. Everything has gone his way. Fighting at home, fighting smaller men, fighting in comfort. The hype must be exaggerated. The monster must be a myth, and every single time someone decides they'll be the one to expose him. This night began no differently. In the build-up, the words came easily. Questions about whether Naoya Inoue had ever truly been tested. Suggestions that his fights in Japan were carefully curated. That his opponent stood right in front of him. That his power was inflated by favorable circumstances and a home crowd eager to believe in a hero. There was confidence in those words, almost arrogance. A belief that the truth would finally be revealed once the spotlight shifted. Once the myth was forced into reality. The tone wasn't cautious. It wasn't respectful. It was dismissive. We're going to see if he's really what the hype is all about. We're going to find out if the power is really as devastating as everyone says. Tonight, the hype gets put down. That kind of talk has a way of echoing in boxing history. It's been said about legends before, right up until the moment they introduced themselves properly. When Naoya Inoue made his walk, there was no spectacle designed to intimidate, no exaggerated bravado, no attempt to sell fear. He entered the ring the way he always does. Calm, composed, eyes steady, carrying himself like someone who already knows how the story ends. The nickname the Monster wasn't something he needed to perform. It was something earned, quietly, punch by punch, body by body. Career by career. Round 1 didn't explode the way doubters expected. There was no reckless charge, no immediate attempt to prove anything. Instead, Inoue moved with ease, light on his feet, balanced, controlled. But even then, something felt different. Every shot he threw carried a sound that traveled. Not loud for the sake of drama, but deep, heavy, mean. It wasn't just speed. It was precision wrapped in bad intentions. His opponent didn't realize it immediately. Many never do. At first, it feels manageable. A jab here, a right hand there. You tell yourself this is boxing, that you've prepared for this, that the opening rounds are meant for feeling things out. But Inoue's balance and timing quietly separated him from the chaos. He wasn't reaching. He wasn't forcing. He was always in position, always ready, always one beat ahead. By the second round, the tone shifted. The fight stopped feeling competitive and started feeling clinical. Inoue's punches began finding the body, not out of desperation, but design. Each shot landed with intent, stealing breath, draining strength, planting doubt. The kind of body shots that don't just hurt in the moment, but linger, whispering to the nervous system that something is wrong. The right hand off the jab came clean, then another, then a looping shot upstairs, perfectly timed after digging downstairs. It wasn't flashy, it was efficient. His father's voice echoed in the background, asking for body shots. And Inoue responded like a student who had learned the lesson long ago. Feet flat, posture steady, eyes locked in. He wasn't rushing, he was dismantling. By round 3, it became clear that this wasn't about youth or reflexes alone. Even though, at just 24 years old, Inoue had both in abundance. This was about fundamentals, about understanding distance, rhythm, and timing at a level that separates good fighters from special ones. He feinted again, hid his power behind the jab, masking the violence until it was too late to react. His opponent tried to answer back, tried to impose his own jab, tried to remind himself of the pre-fight narrative, but the answers came slower now. The reactions dulled. Every time he committed, Inoue was there waiting, responding with shots that felt heavier than they should have at that weight. That's when the realization begins to creep in. The one fighters rarely admit out loud, this isn't hype. This is something else. Inoue's movement was surgical. He cut angles, stepped just outside danger, and punished mistakes with calm brutality. The left hook, which he called his best punch, remained holstered at times, like a threat he didn't yet need to unleash. Instead, he relied on placement over raw force, trusting that damage accumulates when delivered correctly. As the rounds progressed, the Japanese fighter didn't grow reckless. He grew patient. He let the punishment sink in. He allowed his opponent to throw just enough to reveal desperation, then countered with accuracy that bordered on cruel. When Inoue threw, he didn't miss, not often, and when he landed, it echoed. By the middle rounds, the fight had changed completely. This was no longer a contest of ideas or game plans. The plan wasn't working, and there was no better one waiting in reserve. Inoue stalked forward now, pressure mounting, eyes reading every flinch, every attempt to escape. His opponent backed up, answered less, searched for space that didn't exist. The jab, often overlooked in highlight reels, became the true weapon. Heavy, authoritative, thrown with weight over the front foot, it set everything else up. Straight rights followed. Hooks downstairs landed with a thud that silenced sections of the arena. This wasn't a man trying to prove power. This was a fighter imposing it. By round 5, it wasn't a fight anymore. It was survival. The opponent wasn't battling for momentum. He was defending against inevitability. Trying to block, trying to move, trying to buy time while his body absorbed punishment it couldn't process fast enough. Inoue didn't rush the ending. He never does. He walked him down, confident, responsible, measured, letting accuracy do the talking. You could see it in the posture, in the way Inoue stood in front of him, hands relaxed, eyes alert, waiting. He knew the prey was wounded. He knew it was only going to get worse. The left hooks to the body kept coming, digging deeper, robbing whatever resistance remained. In boxing, nothing breaks a fighter faster than sustained bodywork. And Inoue understood that truth intimately. The sound of those punches told the story better than commentary ever could. Each shot landed with authority, forcing the opponent to protect the head while the body continued to betray him. The referee watched closely. The corner watched even closer. They knew what was happening. Everyone did. By round 6, the end felt inevitable. Inoue stepped in with intent, landing another vicious hook to the body, then another. The opponent's right hand stayed glued to his side, instinctively protecting what hurt most. The monster sensed it. He always does. He poured it on just enough. Never reckless, never careless, but relentless. The towel came moments later, thrown not out of fear, but mercy. The decision was made. The fight was over. A technical knockout, officially recorded at the end of round 6, but spiritually decided much earlier. Naoya Inoue stood victorious, calm as ever, having done what he has done to so many before him. He didn't shout, he didn't boast, he let the results speak. On hostile soil or home soil, against doubters or believers, the outcome remained the same. A man came in questioning his power, questioning his resume, questioning the hype. And he left having learned why Naoya Inoue is called the monster. This wasn't just a win, it was a lesson. A reminder that in boxing, mockery has consequences. And underestimating true greatness is often the final mistake a fighter makes. Inoue didn't need words to respond. He answered with timing, balance, accuracy, and punishment delivered with cold precision. If you enjoyed this story-driven breakdown of what happens when confidence turns into arrogance against a generational talent, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Was this the most surgical performance of Naoya Inoue's career so far? And is there anyone left at these weights who can truly test him? Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more high-quality boxing documentaries and scripted narratives just like this one.